Every 2-3 years, the same headline starts circulating. The biggest El Niño in history is coming. For 2000, script is running again. The question is whether there's actually something different this time, or if this is just another headline that will quietly die off in a few months. Right now, some climate models are showing that water in the equatorial Pacific is warming faster than normal. That warm water is spreading west to east, and if the trend holds, it could set up a strong El Niño by mid-2026. In model speak, people are calling it a Super El Niño. But this is where you need to pause. The track record for climate models making predictions 6 to 9 months out is mixed at best. In 23, there were the same warnings about a historic El Niño. When it actually arrived, it didn't hit the intensity that was being thrown around at the start. Models run on data, and that data changes every week. So there's a big difference between it could happen and it will happen. What's actually making scientists pay attention isn't El Niño itself, but the background it's coming into. The average temperature of the world's oceans has already broken records for several years running. When the ocean is already hot, an El Niño piles more heat on top of it. That means heat waves can get worse, droughts can last longer, and rainfall patterns can become less predictable. That's why some researchers are comparing the current setup to the 1977 El Niño. After that event, crops failed across multiple continents, famines followed, and millions were affected. But you have to be careful here. The data from 877 wasn't anything like today's satellite and buoy networks. Measurements back then were sparse and incomplete. Drawing a direct comparison is difficult, and it's often done more to create alarm than to explain the science. If the 2026 El Niño does turn out to be strong, the impacts won't stay local. The first hit will be to marine ecosystems. Fish stocks shift, coral reefs bleach further, and the ocean food web gets disrupted. On land, the western coast of South America could see heavy rains, while Southeast Asia and Australia could face worsening drought. Parts of Africa have followed the same pattern in past events. The direct effect is on the food system. When wheat, rice, and corn yields take a hit, prices go up. When water gets scarce, both agriculture and cities. Power systems, especially hydropower, can weaken with less rain and lower reservoir levels. When all of that happens at once, it stops being just a weather event and becomes systemic stress. But here's the reality right now. No agency is saying this is locked in. NOAA and Australia's Bureau of Meteorology have both put out an Niño Watch, not a warning. That means the possibility exists, not the certainty. Forecasts get updated every 2 weeks, and sometimes they flip entirely. So the point is simple. We're still in the speculation phase. Watching the data matters, but making decisions without it is risky. Until the official agencies confirm it, treat this as an input for planning, not as a settled fact. The real question isn't whether El Niño will show up. It's whether we'll keep reacting to media hype every time, or wait until the data speaks for itself. Because his shows that the biggest mistakes in our forecasting happen when people rush to conclusions.